where the parasite is far more prevalent.
Fresh, ready when you are. Grab a breakfast burrito, corn dogs, or pepperoni pizza with our new value deals. Just $4, $5, or $6 at Parker's Kitchen.
Live from Augusta. Breaking news.
We begin with breaking news first at 4. Authorities are working to recover lost items after a burglary and fire at the McDuffie County Sheriff's Office substation in Deering. We were at the scene this afternoon as GBI agents were present along with the State Fire Marshal's Office and McDuffie County deputies. We're told smoke was seen at the building this morning. Authorities believe a burglar set the building on fire in an attempt to cover their tracks. Also breaking this afternoon, Burke County Sheriff Alfonso Williams is under indictment today after accusations of accepting bribes in an illegal gun transfer. Prosecutors are claiming Sheriff Williams accepted money in exchange for dismissing citations 5 times between August of 2021 and April of 2022. All 5 cases meet the requirements for a Hobbs Act charge, which is a federal statute. Sheriff Williams is also accused of giving a firearm to a person who wasn't allowed to own one. The indictment is only an accusation. Sheriff Williams is innocent until proven guilty. If the court does find him guilty, he could be sentenced up to 20 years in prison on extortion charges or 15 years for the weapon transfer. Williams released a statement on Facebook Tuesday saying he will answer to the charges but is under advice not to discuss details of the case. It's possible Governor Brian Kemp could suspend Williams for his role as sheriff. We're working to learn more from the governor's office. Your Will Ria will have the latest on News 12 at 6 o'clock. We're sending things on over to your first alert meteorologist, Emily Acton. Emily, it's another hot day and we're still talking showers.
Yeah, it is a very summer-like pattern for us. We've seen those off and on showers and even a thunderstorm or two across the CSRA this afternoon. That's going to be our story going into our evening. Right now, current temperatures, upper 80s, low 90s in spots. Thompson sitting in the low 80s because they did just have a shower move through their area. But it is a hot afternoon nonetheless. We're already feeling like the upper 90s, some spots even triple digits. But again, we are tracking some of those afternoon showers and thunderstorms, helping us cool off a little bit as we go throughout the rest of our late afternoon and early evening. Starting to see a little bit more activity around the Augusta area. We're seeing, again, a few more of those heavier showers down in Screven County. That's going to continue to push north and west. So if you are a part of the CSRA in our Georgia counties, I think that's going to be the best chance of seeing rain, but still can't rule out an isolated shower for South Carolina. I'll have a look at your full forecast, and we're talking rain chances still coming up.
Emily, thank you. Reactions are continuing to pour in following the shocking death of Senator Lindsey Graham. Congresswoman Nancy Mace, who served with Graham in Congress for 5 years, spoke about his legacy on Capitol Hill today. Mace called the loss stunning, recalling Graham's skills as a political strategist. Senator Raphael Warnock, well, we may be getting a later sunrise this fall as Congress has passed the Sunshine Protection Act. The bill will make daylight saving time permanent, which lawmakers say will improve people's sleep, health, and the U.S. economy. The bill does include an opt-out feature for states like Hawaii and Arizona, which observe year-round standard time.
Early morning light is an important environmental cue to set our body's internal clocks and promote alertness. And dim evening light tells our bodies that it is time to sleep. Permanent standard time is a healthier choice.
However, critics say extended morning darkness in the winter will negatively impact general health and safety. That happened in the 1970s when daylight saving time was made permanent for a year. DHS officials are planning changes to immigrant program was established. Back to school season is right around the corner, and News 1226 is partnering with the Family Y to collect supplies for local teachers. We kicked off the first of our Stock the Classroom event this morning, collecting classroom essentials for our area. We've got a list of items we need on our website. You're taking a look at some of the locations you can go to. We'll be at the Steiner Branch and Thompson YMCA's tomorrow, and the Wilson and North Augusta locations on Friday.
Well, we're looking at active radar for our late afternoon, early evening, starting to see some pop-up showers around the city of Augusta area. I'll have a look at what's in store for the rest of the work week and your weekend coming up.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Emily Acton.
Well, we are tracking some showers and thunderstorms across the CSRA this afternoon and evening. Most of us are dry, but again, just those typical pop-up showers and thunderstorms. One really about to impact the city of Augusta as that is continuing to expand and move a little bit more towards the north and west. And we're seeing some heavier showers down in Screven County as well. And that's going to continue to move north and westward as we go throughout our evening. Things look to calm down after sunset, and we'll start to cool off as well. We'll see the low 80s by 9 p.m., dipping into the 70s for the early overnight hours. We can expect, again, mostly dry conditions. Starting off our morning tomorrow, dry, a little bit of fog out there, but otherwise not anticipating much of any rainfall for our Thursday as we go throughout the afternoon. Again, can never rule out an isolated rain chance, but overall we are looking again a lot drier for our Thursday. Friday starting off dry, but we'll see those pop-up showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout our afternoon and into our evening. I think Friday will be a little bit wetter than what we will see again Thursday, but even for what we're seeing right now. So rain chances will start to uptick by the end of the work week. Into our weekend, Saturday not looking too bad, but once we get into Sunday, Monday, a little bit more widespread rain chances for us, but just know it is going to be hit or miss. I wouldn't cancel any plans, but just better coverage, I would say, for our Sunday and Monday. Looking at the tropics, we have a potential development over the next 7 days, 20% chance of a tropical disturbance to develop really in the Gulf, and that has the potential again to move across the state of Florida and off of the East Coast. So what that means for us, potentially just some more rain chances for us. And I know it's going a little bit fast there, but this is when we could start to see a little bit of development in the Gulf. That will be Saturday, and we could see that continuing for the end of our weekend, but really the start of next week. That's when we can expect to see potentially higher rain chances. Now, again, this is very early, fluid forecast here. We'll continue to keep an eye on it. Temperatures will stay about average for this time of year in the mid-90s.
Thanks, Emily. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche faced tough questions today from some members of the Senate Judiciary Committee. A foul ball turns into a new friendship, the unlikely promise that came true after the break. School teacher is inspired. A foul ball turns into a new friendship, the unlikely promise that came true after the break. School teacher is inspiring her students. School teacher is inspiring her students, showing them how even indirect acts of kindness can save lives. Hannah Bombeck learned a student's mother had kidney failure. Bombeck offered to donate one of her kidneys, but testing showed they didn't match. Desperate to help, she still donated to the National Kidney Registry. This earned the student's mother a voucher, moving her higher on the transplant waiting list.
I just kind of knew that I needed to do something.
Now they're actively looking for a living kidney donor for me, which wouldn't have been possible if she hadn't have done that.
That's so sweet. Bombeck's donation happened in April, and she's now recovering. This famous American quiz show is hiring a new Clue writer. What is Jeopardy? The show's executive producer, Michael Davies, says the deadline to apply just ended. Now he and his team are waiting up to 1,000 applications. He says they're looking for a writer whose clues have a sense of fun and whimsy. The role is based in California and pays up to $172,000 a year. Foul balls flying to the stands all the time at baseball games. Local News Live's Russell Kinsall shows us how one brought two people together in an unexpected way during a St. Louis Cardinals game over the weekend.
Cody Duran and Greg Greffrath forged a new friendship at Saturday's St. Louis Cardinals game thanks to a foul ball. Duran went to the game really wanting a game-used baseball, but found they were a bit too pricey.
I know it was $100 and a quarter. I was just like, it's all right. I'll wait, you know.
Duran mentioned this to some fans sitting nearby. One of them was Greffrath, who made a bold prediction.
And I said, well, I'll tell you what, the second that they hit a foul ball up here and I catch it, it's yours. And then you don't have to worry about buying one.
A gentleman saying that he's going to catch a ball, and the odds of him giving it, the probability of that happening is way too small.
A mere 10 minutes later, first baseman Alec Burleson was up to bat. Guess what happened next?
I stood up and looked, and I reached my hand out, and there it was. Snagged the ball, and he looked up at me, and I reached down and said, "There's your baseball, buddy. You don't have to worry about going to the gift shop."
Burleson had no idea how important one of his foul balls could be.
The fans were going nuts. The fans were clapping.
Duran and Greffrath became fast friends at that moment, but Greffrath didn't go home empty-handed.
I got a certificate that said, I caught a foul ball and the date that Burleson hit it. They gave me a shirt. They gave me a bobblehead. They were like, "Hey, you gave your ball away you caught." So they actually gave me another ball.
Fast friends and foul balls. Another amazing story to tell about a St. Louis Cardinals game.
What a day at Busch Stadium. And a 4-1 win to top it off.
There you have it. Had it end in an even better way. That is so sweet of him. He said, "Hey, if it comes, I'm getting it for you." And guess what? That happened. So it was meant to be. Emily.
Well, right now we are tracking a pretty large shower and even some thunder embedded with this downpour. Again, tracking some lightning as well. This is going to be the story throughout the next couple of hours. I'll have a look, though, at your 7-day forecast coming up.
And as we head to break, we're giving you a beautiful look at the Savannah River from our Sky 12 drone. We're back after this. You can taste that same sugar and raspberry sold in earthly grocery stores. The discovery is fueling optimism as scientists speculate other life-giving molecules are present in space. And what's not in space?
Honestly, I'm so skeptical, and that's so bad of me being like a meteorologist in the science world, but I'm just like, how are we figuring this out? And then it's like we're taping like the sound of like 2 million light years away, and it's like, this is the sound, and I'm like, how are we doing that? Million light years away, and it's like, this is the sound, and I'm like, how are we doing that?
You know what? But it is always neat to learn about, and shout out to those scientists because they don't discover it in a day. Who knows how long it took for them to discover this? Space is just sweet, Emily.
I guess so. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the skeptical side of things, but people are skeptical about what I do too. So maybe we need to give them a little bit of grace.
Speak it. All right. Tell people what we need to know so we're not skeptical about having that umbrella.
All right, there you go. Yeah, we're gonna need the umbrella not only this afternoon and evening, but for the next really several days. Very typical summer-like pattern for us, though, as we go throughout the rest of our Wednesday. Seeing a pretty heavy downpour starting to impact really all of the city of Augusta, even over in Beach Island, North Augusta, getting decent amount of rainfall at the moment. That will continue those rain chances throughout the rest of our evening, but looking a little bit drier for the overnight. A nice start to our day tomorrow. Dog walk forecast, really the earlier the better. That's when it's going to be more comfortable outdoors for you and your furry friend. I'll have another check on your forecasts coming up.
Whenever, wherever, however.
You're watching News 12, first at 4. Continues.
I'm Zaina Halliburton. Thanks for watching First.
Wherever, however.
You're watching News 12, first at 4. Continues.
I'm Zaina Halliburton. Thanks for watching First at 4 on WRDW+. Residents are continuing to ask questions after an apartment complex fire at the Ventana Townhomes. Your Kaylee Nash has the latest updates on the search for answers.
A week later, some neighbors are still trying to figure out their next move. Now, the new question that remains is what happens next, and the role that the apartment complex and other resources are playing in helping people move forward.
I drove through the neighborhood today, and the damaged units are now boarded and fenced up. 2 people tell me the complex has offered the opportunity to move into other units on a first-come, first-served basis. But Tiffany Prieto says after everything she's experienced, returning to the property wasn't something she felt ready to do.
I wasn't interested in moving back into a unit. I'm grateful that they offered that because, I mean, if we just lost everything, at least they offered us first-come, first-served on empty units. But for me, I think it would be too traumatizing to go back into a place that was set up the same way as mine without my stuff. So I just chose at this time to stay where I'm at, to continue to keep my mental capacity and find peace with the situation.
And coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock, organizations like Red Cross say they're continuing to find ways to help families long after the emergency response ends.
Kaylee, thank you. Georgia residents are continuing to raise concerns over data centers as a Fayetteville facility is facing fines after the discovery of 2 unauthorized water lines. Those were found after residents complained about low water pressure. Fayetteville officials initially claimed the lines were installed without the company's knowledge. They're now walking that back. Our sister station in Atlanta found the facility used 11 Georgia aquariums worth of water since February of 2024. The company was billed for 109 million gallons of water. That company, QTS, also planning a facility right here in Augusta near Haines Station. We reported on residents raising concerns last month, saying they were left out of the decision-making process. Some residents are now pushing for data center rules. The Augusta Commission met yesterday but didn't take any action on proposed regulations. Lisa Cameron, the Commission's planning director, says the proposal will place future data centers in industrial districts, calling it a living document. The current moratorium on data center development ends Tuesday. No decision was made on an extension. The Commission is currently recommending more public discussion on regulations. A Commission meeting will be held next Tuesday afternoon to discuss the next steps. To weather now as we send it over to your First Alert meteorologist, Emily Acton. Another active radar, Emily.
Yeah, we're seeing more afternoon showers and thunderstorms, and not everybody's seeing rain at the moment, but we are tracking a heavy downpour right now across the city of Augusta, places in North Augusta, Beach Island. Still tracking again some rain chances for us. As we're looking across the CSRA, most of us upper 80, and low 90s. But as we look over in Thompson, they just had a quick downpour, so that has dropped their temperatures a little bit into the low 80s. But isolated showers, that's going to be the story as we go throughout the rest of our evening, really impacting, again, a good portion of the city of Augusta, North Augusta as well. But we are seeing a little bit heavier downpour right now in Screven County. That's taking up a good portion of the county, and that will continue to move north and west as we go throughout the rest of our evening. We'll keep those rain chances only about 20%. And again, as we go throughout the next couple of hours, temperatures will start to drop and we'll see the 70s for most of our overnight. So feeling very comfortable as we start off our Thursday. I'll have a look at your full forecast. We'll look at your 7-day coming up.
Thanks, Emily. Severe storms are making their mark on the southeast as cleanup efforts are mounting in South Carolina. Widespread damage was reported in the town of Whitmire Friday as tree branches fell on streets and what remained of an old store was crushed to pieces. Several families were left without a roof over their heads, and the local telecommunications center is still operating on a backup phone.
You know, it's sort of devastating for our little area, and I can imagine having fear of something like that happening again.
Newberry County Sheriff says he hopes the communications center will be fixed via insurance, but if not, he'd have to ask the county council for funds. South Carolina teachers are taking time to learn this summer. Here at home, back-to-school season is just around the corner, and News 1226 is partnering with a family YMCA to collect supplies for local teachers. We kicked off the first of our Stock the Classroom event this morning, collecting classroom essentials for our area. We've got a list of items we need on our website, and we plan to visit your area soon. We'll be at the Steiner Branch and Thompson YMCA locations tomorrow, and the Wilson and North Augusta locations on Friday. Emily.
Well, looking at our radar, we're tracking a light to moderate shower over the city of Augusta, North Augusta, a little bit heavier rainfall at the moment. I'll have a look at what's in store for the rest of our evening coming up.
At Stanton, for a limited time, kids get a free eye exam. Penguins need clear vision. Kids do too. Plus, glasses start at just $79. Made same day. Smart, simple, Stanton.
And really impacting the city of Augusta right now. Decent downpour for our area. Haven't detected any lightning in this storm, and that's not saying that there won't be. As we continue on throughout our evening, there is going to be that chance for an isolated thunderstorm. So just keep an eye out. If you do have outdoor plans, have the First Alert Weather app downloaded so you know if rain or lightning is detected in your area. Looking at the evening, though, as we get closer to sunset, rain chances will really start to drop off. And then overnight tonight, expecting calm conditions for us as we start off our morning tomorrow. Nice and dry and a little bit of a fog risk as we go throughout the first couple of hours of our day tomorrow, but nowhere near as dense fog as what we saw this morning. As we go throughout our afternoon, few hit or miss showers definitely possible, but not anticipating, again, any widespread rainfall. Tomorrow will be the driest out of the next 7 days as we go throughout our Friday. Starting off dry, not a bad forecast. Till we get later into the afternoon and evening, that's when we'll see a few more of those showers and thunderstorm chances. That'll continue on into the early overnight hours as well. Something I do want to talk about, not stressed about though. Let's make that clear. Looking at our forecast for tropical development over the next 7 days, a 20% chance here in the Gulf. We could see a little bit of development there. Again, potentially very low risk at the moment. But as of right now, looks to be really Saturday, Sunday, and then that could move across Florida and off the East Coast come Monday and Tuesday of next week. Again, that is just a very fluid forecast, something we're going to continue to monitor. But as of right now, the only threat to us here in the CSRA is maybe a little bit higher rain chances for us. But that's going to be something we'll continue to monitor as we go throughout the rest of the week and our weekend. We'll, of course, have you covered if any major updates need to happen with that system. But as of right now, just something we're looking at. Looking at our 7-day forecast, we're going to stay pretty average for the next 7 days.
Thanks, Emily. A huge announcement from the Miracle on the Hudson pilot, Captain Sully. In 2009, he saved 155 lives by safely landing. More than 672,000 divorces happen every year in the U.S. That's according to the CDC. And studies suggest a growing number of those marital splits are between older adults ages 50 and over. Mandy Gaither explains what experts say is behind the rise in gray divorces and how couples can find common ground later in life.
Being together forever is far from easy.
People are living 80, 90 years. That's a long time to be with someone.
Counseling psychologist Giovanna Childs with Cleveland Clinic says she's seeing a rise in what's called gray divorce. One study says the share of older adults divorcing tripled between 1990 and 2022. Other research says that as of 2019, 36% of divorcing U.S. adults were aged 50 and older, and 1 in 10 divorces is between adults 65 and older.
In our marriages, sometimes, not only for women, but for men as well, we can lose ourselves.
Child says marital discord can be driven by a lack of fulfillment, a stagnant marriage, life-changing events, lack of a meaningful connection, having a one-sided relationship, or empty nest syndrome.
We've worked 20, 30 years in jobs, and now we're both retired and we're both at home together, alone with one another, which we haven't done for 20 or 30 years. That can be a real shock to our system.
But aging couples can find common ground. Child says to start with relearning one another, find pockets of happiness in the marriage, make time to be together, but also have time to yourself. Check in with each other, schedule date nights, and work on communicating. Child says spouses should be able to talk in a way that allows each of them to feel heard, listened to, and valued.
And if there are problems in the marriage, it's never too late to go to couples counseling.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Child says if you decide to divorce, it's important to grieve and take time to process your emotions. She also says focusing on healthy lifestyle habits like exercising and eating well, increasing social connections, and making time for things you enjoy can also help. Coming up, that dream job text or remote offer could be a setup. Next, how to spot fake jobs before you hand over your paycheck or personal information.
After my motorcycle crash,
Warm to be outside right now. One attendee spoke on the importance of the event's mission.
helping them realize what it is that's causing you to react like this. It helps them to change their actions and to sit back and think like, okay, I know I'm just hot. I know I just need to take a second to cool down.
Other topics raised at the event included child literacy and the importance of continuing education. If you're looking for work, the Better Business Bureau says it's important to look closely at who's contacting you. Some fake job offers can look convincing, especially when they involve remote work, text messages, or online interviews. And this Watching Your Wallet consumer investigator, Carice Jackman, shows us the warning signs before you share money or personal information.
Looking for a job can already feel like a full-time job. And now many job seekers are finding themselves playing detective, looking for clues that the job they're seeking isn't a scam.
A huge percentage of scam-related activity in this country preys on people who live on the margins, people who cannot afford to have this experience.
And Josh Planos with the Better Business Bureau says scammers are taking advantage of the demand for remote work.
People are looking for remote and virtual opportunities in ways that they never have before, but they're also being exposed to scams that very neatly mirror what have been in place for a very long time.
One growing tactic, according to the BBB, involves so-called task-based jobs. The person may be asked to watch or like videos online to boost engagement. The scam can make it look like the person is earning money, but Planos says when the person tries to cash out, they're told to send money first to unlock those earnings. That money goes to the scammers. And Planos says this is just one way employment scams are evolving.
In many other cases, we hear from folks who are agreeing to sign over all sorts of personally identifiable information, bank account information, information you wouldn't want in the wrong hands for jobs that aren't real and never will be real.
So before you give out money or personal information, the BBB says research the person who contacted you and verify the job through the company's official website. And be wary of any job offer that seems too good to be true, especially if there's no formal interview. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
The BBB also says employment scams can start with a text message. If you get a text saying you got a job and you didn't apply, report and delete it. Here at home, the CSRA community is continuing to honor 4-year-old Javea Harris, and one woodworker has provided a special tribute. Ricky Cleveland of Wrdw Woodworking has made a cross with Javea's picture on it, honoring the little girl who will always be in our hearts.
When I read what actually happened to her, I couldn't not do it. You know, so I've spent a lot of hours out here. You know, I have no AC. I have a fan, and sweated hours, and I'll do it again if I had to.
Oh, and that's such a sweet thing he's doing. Just another way our community is stepping up to show their support for Javea. Peach Jam is continuing in North Augusta as high school basketball players in the CSRA look to prove they have what it takes to get to the next level. The event also an opportunity for local ministries who serve at the tournament by providing meals for visitors and players. We spoke to one volunteer today.
For lunch, we do sandwiches, and they can have all they want. At night, we'll do, you know, tonight we're doing hot dogs, tomorrow we'll do hamburgers, we'll do chicken sandwiches. We've done lasagna in the past at night. You know, it's more of a big meal for people.
The Peach Jam runs every day through Sunday, Emily.
Well, we are tracking some showers and even a couple of lightning bolts, so a thunderstorm as it's moving across the central portion of the CSRA. I'll have a final check on your 7-day forecast for this hour coming up.
Guess what? It's National Hot Dog Day. The summer staple is being celebrated for the 35th year in a row. It was originated by the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council in 1991. Didn't know that was a thing. So whether you prefer ketchup, mustard, or onions, it's a great day to enjoy a hot dog. The best hot dogs are on the grill. I know it's not the best day for it, but I have to have a chili on my hot dog.
Okay. See, I like a hot dog. I'm with you though, Zane. It's got to be on the grill, but I don't think Costco puts theirs on the grill, and I love me a Costco hot dog.
Yeah, what do they have, like the rollers, I would imagine?
Yeah, I think
Those
so.
are still good too. Your Will Rhee over here talking about you can put them in the microwave. I think
Absolutely
that is
not.
just...
You can do whatever you want.
No. No.
Don't go to Will's house if you want a hot dog, okay? a microwavable hot dog. No. I like the grill, or I can boil them too.
Yeah, maybe so. But today you're definitely going to have to be indoors. We're tracking some widespread rain here over the city of Augusta and really impacting North Augusta as well. A few other isolated showers across the CSRA, so have the rain gear. If you do have any outdoor plans, maybe still need to take your furry friend out on a walk. Again, go ahead and try to do that, or wait to do that a little bit later, or hold it off until tomorrow morning. We'll see temperatures in the low 70s.
Emily, thank you. News 12 Live at 5 is next.